You ever need to locate a breaker and just can't find it because the box is a nightmare, not labeled properly? Then you're going to want to find one of these tools. I picked mine up at Harbor Freight, $24.99. It works really well. This tool is marketed to use in a receptacle, but we can use it to locate our larger equipment that uses 2-pole and 3-pole breakers, and I'll show you how. The tool itself is actually two parts. You have a transmitter, only it will plug into an outlet. Then you have the receiver itself. This is the part you use at the breaker panel to actually locate the breaker. It has an up arrow. It has to be pointed upwards to work properly. Now, we work on a lot of 220 equipment, sometimes 3-phase equipment. You can take little test leads. I'm sure this is not recommended, so I'm not recommending this. I'm just saying this can be done. You can just clip those alligator leads onto the plug-ins, then use some electrical tape to help hold them in place and to help prevent you from accidentally getting shocked by touching the wrong part of it. Another tip, when you're using electrical tape, tear off a little bit long and then fold it over on itself. Anytime you're going to need to take that back off in the future, then you have a little tab that you don't have to fight with. Once you have it taped off and protected, you can hook one to ground, you can hook the other to power. Always use a voltmeter to make sure you're only applying 120 volts to this. This only operates at 120 volts. You will kill it if you hook it to a 208 volt. To find the breaker to this, shut it down. Always be sure and verify your voltage before you plug anything in. 123 volts. Clip one lead to ground. Put the other lead up here onto the power. See some sparkage. The light will come on. These boxes can become a mess over the year, changing breakers, changing equipment. Take your tool, turn it on, run it down every breaker. It's going to beep on several different ones that's sharing the same leg. After you run it across all of them, take it back through, run it over them again. Whichever one had the strongest signal is going to be the one right there. And now we've successfully killed the power. And again, you just hook it to one leg of a 3-phase or one leg of a 2-pole, and it will locate that leg in the breaker on top of one of those breakers. I've not made one for a long time, but if you have an old extension cord that you cut the end off of it that you plug in and put alligator clips on the other for quick service testing, those work really well too. Probably the only complaint that I have is this button is a hair trigger. Whenever I have it sitting in the work van and it bounces around as I'm driving, occasionally I'll hear that in the back of the truck because it'll hit something and just go off. I've had this for about 4 years. Replaced the battery one time, I think. But it's another nice tool to add to your arsenal if you don't already have one.